Hi friends, today we are talking about amino acid. What is amino acid? As you know that amino acid represent one of the most important class of naturally occurring compound because they can form the fundamental structure units of protein. Amino acid are the organic compound containing the amines and carboxyl function. Means a mixture of alpha amino acid is obtained by the hydrolysis of protein and it is highly complex mixture, and thus the amino acid contain an amino group which is linked to the alpha carbon atom of the carboxylic acid. So as you see in this structure alpha amino acid, the carbon atom having the 4 different group, and because of that we can say that this carbon having a chiral center. Then let me see the classification of an alpha amino acid. Alpha amino acid are divided into a 3 main class. First one is a neutral amino acid. What is a neutral amino acid? The amino acid having the one and one carboxylic functionality. For example, glycine, alanine, serine and valine. Second is acidic amino acid. These are the amino acid having a second acidic group either as a carboxylic acid. For example, aspartic acid, glutamic acid. As you see from the structure, there is presence of 2 acid group are present in molecule. Because of that, we say that it is an acidic amino acid. And third one is basic amino acid. They contain a second amino group, means there is presence of 2 amino group in molecule. So we call them a basic amino acid. Then some of the amino acid are called the essential amino acid because they are useful for maintenance of proper nitrogen balance in our body and it cannot be synthesized within the system. And let me see what is the isoelectric point. Iso means same, electrics means charge, the same charge point. We denoted by symbol Pi. It's isoelectric point. As such as we write a pH. So same, the Pi isoelectric point we denoted by this symbol. What is isoelectric point? In aqueous solution, alpha amino acid have a large dipole moment, and this is due to the existence of alpha amino acid as an inner salt in aqueous solution. They contain both positive and negative charge, and hence they are called as a Zwitter ion or dipolar ion. Alpha amino acid it combine with the acid as well as a base and are therefore called as amphoteric in nature, means they can accept a proton from a stronger acid as well as donate a proton to a stronger base. So the position of equilibrium it's depend upon the pH of the solution. It can be exists in 3 forms. First one is acidic forms, means their both groups can release or remove a hydrogen. And second form is a basic form, means both groups can donate their electron pair. And third one is a neutral forms, means they have a ability to accept or release hydrogen. As you see here, at the lower pH, means in acidic solution the conjugated acid is predominated, while at the higher pH, means in alkaline solution the conjugated base is predominated, and thus the pH at which a particular amino acid exists as a dipolar ion is called the isoelectric point. Isoelectric point can also be defined as the pH at which the concentration of this form and it's exactly equal to the concentration of the this form. So in general it can be said that the isoelectric point of amino acid is lies between 4 and 8 when they exist as a dipolar ion. And it should be noted that isoelectric point is characteristic property of an amino acid, means the pH at which a particular amino acid exists as a dipolar ion is called the isoelectric point. The concentration of dipolar ion is maximum. So it can also be defined as the pH at which the amino acid does not migrate when its aqueous solution placed under the influence of the electric field. If you see this example of an amino acid, the acid having pKa1 value is equal to 2 and amino group pKa2 value is equal to 9. If the pH of the solution is equal to 2 with respect to COOH, then it is behave as a neutral. Means it show a both acidic character as well as the sweeter ion character, 50-50%. If pH is equal to 9 with respect to NH3 plus, then we can say that it is behave as a neutral. Means it can show a 50% of basic character and 50% of an sweeter ions character. But if the pH is in between 3 to 8, then it can be said that then their sweeter ion formation will get increases as compared to acidic and basic. Then let's see how can you calculate the isoelectric point. Isoelectric point can be calculated by using this formula. There is an addition of an pKa1 value plus pKa2 value and divide by 2 their mean. So the pH is equal to 5.5 means their sweeter ion formation its maximum at 5.5 pH. If we see the second example, there is a two amino group are present, means pKa1, we can label as pKa1, pKa2 and acid group is pKa3. So how can you calculate the isoelectric point of this molecule? So here when the two amino group or the two acid group are present, then you have to neglect the acid. Here the acid value you can neglect and here the amino value you have to neglect, and you find out the isoelectric points. So as I told you, it should be noted that isoelectric point is a characteristic property of an amino acid. If the electric current is passed through an aqueous solution of the amino acid at the pH lower than the isoelectric point, then amino acid will be migrate towards the cathode, where similarly at the higher pH it will migrate towards the anode. But at the pH equal to the isoelectric point, there will be no net migration because of the existence of amino acid as a dipolar ion at this pH. Thus, isoelectric point may also be defined as the pH at which the amino acid does not migrate when its aqueous solution plays under the influence of an electric field. So the solubility of amino acid is minimum at its isoelectric point, and this property has been quite useful in separation of amino acid from mixture. To remember the value of isoelectric point, in acidic it's nearby 3, neutral 5.5 to 6.3 and basic it's 9 to 11. If someone give you a isoelectric point is equal to 6 and pH is equal to 2, then your molecule at this pH and the isoelectric point, it will move towards the cathode, because as you know that in pH 2 their H plus ion is it should be formed in greater amount, means it is available in greater amount H plus ion, and because of that H plus ion COO minus it can accept the H plus, and so here the plus charge is remain and this plus charge is move towards the cathode and is donated in negative charge. Similar at the pH and isoelectric point, it will move towards the anode, as I explained earlier. So in exam they will give a name of an amino acid and ask you to arrange from basic to acidic in order. Then so here the valine having the structure of this arginine, aspartic acid, and here from the structure it is clearly indicate that the valine it is presence of one acid group and one amino group, means it is a neutral in nature. Here the two amino group is present, means it is a basic in nature, and the aspartic acid here the two acid group are present, means it is acidic in nature. And as I told you, the pi value, the more pi value is for the basic, then neutral, and then acidic. So we can give the answer from the acidic, basic and neutral nature, that arginine first, then valine means basic, neutral, and aspartic acid is acidic in nature. Then let me see the synthesis of the alpha amino acid. A large number of the method has been developed for synthesis of alpha amino acid. So each method is applicable to the preparation of particular amino acid, and for some of them special method are necessary. So let me see the first method is a taric amination of alpha halogenated acid. In this method, the alpha chloro or the bromo acid are taken, and this acid on treatment with the excess of an concentrated ammonia, it will undergo the nucleophilic displacement to yield the alpha amino acid. Then second method is azolactone synthesis. In azolactone synthesis, the azolactone are usually prepared by the heating of the aromatic aldehyde with the benzoyl glycine or hippuric acid in the presence of acidic anhydride and sodium acetate. Then the azolactone is then warmed with the 1% of an NaOH solution. So the ring gates open up and resulting product on reduction and acid hydrolysis, it will give the alpha amino acid, means the synthesis of phenylalanine. If the aliphatic aldehyde can also be contained with the benzoyl glycine to form the azolactone in presence of lead acetate. Here with the aromatic aldehyde we taken the sodium acetate, but with the aliphatic aldehyde it will take in the presence of an lead acetate we can form the azolactone ring. Then third one is a Curtius reaction. What is a Curtius reaction? It's a malonic ester can be converted into alkyl derivative by the action of an alkyl halide on its sodium salt. Then it is subjected to the partial hydrolysis. This is treated with the hydrazine followed by the HNO2 to get an acid azide. So when the acid azide is heated with the ethanol, it's rearranged into a carbamic ester, and finally on hydrolysis the alpha amino acid is obtained. So it is a common mechanism of the Curtius reaction. So if instead of R, if we take the methyl group, then you will get the alanine, means the synthesis of alanine derivatives. So let me see how the mechanism of the Curtius reactions. If we see the CON3 means azide group is formation. So here this group I write as a R, and the C double bond O, N minus N plus N is equal to triple bond N. So how this will azide group is rearranged into a carbamic ester. So in this case this charge is go like this, and because of that this electron pair is go to the oxygen atom, and here the oxygen have the electronegativity then the carbon element, so that there is a back bonding of an towards the carbon, and here the removal of an R group as a R minus, and this R group is rearranged to this N minus, and so that there is a removal of N2 gas. So you will get this type of compound, and then it is react with the methanol and water, ethanol and water, then you will get the carbamic ester. Then fourth one is a Crappier Thalamide synthesis. What is a Crappier Thalamide synthesis? It is consist of the treatment of an ester of an alpha halogen acid with the potassium salt of thalamide. It is a SN2 type of reaction. Then when the reaction with an potassium thalamide with the ethyl alpha bromopropionate, there will be formation of an potassium salt of phthalimide. From that the K is removed, and from the promo, so there is a removal of an KBr, and you will get the ester. So after that, when it is react with an NaOH, there is a chain will be open up, ring will be open up, and from the reaction with an acid, there is formation of an phthalic acid plus alanine. It's a alpha amino acid. If the ethyl chloroacetate is used, the glycine is formed. For example, if we take the potassium phthalimide, when react with an ethyl chloroacetate, there is formation of an ester, and this ester when treated with an NaOH, the ring will get open up, and reaction with an acid, there is formation of an glycine. This is all about the Crappier-Phthalimide synthesis. The Crappier-Phthalimide synthesis is only work for a primary alkyl halide. So you can only form the primary alkyl halides. I mean, by using a primary alkyl halide, you can make the amino acid. Today is all about the amino acid. I hope you will like this video. See you soon. Take care.